This here recapping, predicting the World Junior Championship, U18 Women's World, the Men's World Championship, Women's World Championship, U18 Men's World Championship. What is happening?
It is by far one of the dumbest things I have ever seen.
Prepare to die. Figured it was better safe than sorry.
Scores! Nathan McKinnon scores for Canada.
Your home for international hockey. This is On the Fly.
And hello everybody, and welcome back to On the Fly, your home for international hockey. We are back for another live stream today, our second one of the day. Today we got ourselves a good one. Latvia taking on Germany, a huge game for the top half of Group B. As well, Norway taking on Slovenia, or a team for Slovenia, or Group A for Latvia and Germany. For Slovenia, Group B team that absolutely stunned the international hockey world yesterday. Now it's a matter of what's next for this team. Should be a great day of action, a great game for both Latvia, Germany, as well as Norway and Slovenia. As far as what to expect in these games for Germany and Latvia, the more success Germany can have on the offensive side of the puck, the better they're going to do. The more defensive this game can remain, the better this Latvian team is going to end up doing today. Should be a great day of action. Norway and Slovenia, a really good one as well, that could potentially shake out to be probably one of the games of the day in the end. We will see, of course, what ends up happening today. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are just 25 away. So please, 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 if you have not already, do smash that subscribe button. It helps out this stream a ton and helps get out to more people as well. You'll get to see our day recap videos a little bit more often, as we like to do and put out there. And so stay tuned. Lots of content coming throughout the rest of today as well. We'll be coming out with our day recap video a little bit later tonight, where we'll talk about the day that was, recap this Latvia and Germany game, as well as some of the morning games as well. We saw Sweden just knock off Denmark 6-2, your final in that one. We saw Austria beat Hungary 4-2. The Austrians played, and the Hungarians both played really good games there. Austria just kind of struggled to really find the back of the net due to that kind of trap style Hungarian defense, which really worked against the Austrian team. And then you think about the morning games, a big win for the U.S. over a relatively weakened team in Great Britain. That was a well-played performance from them, a 5-1 win there. And then the other game between Slovakia and Italy, where the Slovaks ended up pulling through with a 4-1 victory there. A really well-earned performance, a really well-earned game from both those teams. And I'm excited to see kind of what this game today is going to bring. We haven't really gotten our big upset of the day quite yet, and I think we are absolutely due for one, and it's going to come, at least in my perspective, from this Latvia and Germany game. We did also asking for your score predictions down in our chat. I see there are a few out already. 3-1 Latvia, 4-2 Germany, 4-2 Latvia. How many zeros is that? 3. That would be 100 billion to 1 for Latvia. So I guess that one might end up coming true today. It'd be definitely one of the most high-scoring games in international hockey history. But it'd be cool to call. I'm not sure we have the graphics for it quite yet, but we will of course see kind of what ends up happening over there. So it's been a strange day as well, especially for coming off of yesterday, where I was interested to see, and in the storylines coming to this game, especially for Norway and Slovenia, the other game of the day, which we will talk about, we'll kind of keep you updated on throughout the day. Our main focus will be taking care of Latvia and Germany, but as we will, of course, keep you updated on Norway and Slovenia, which is another really interesting game and frankly could potentially have some swing implications, especially if Slovenia ends up winning today. They are sitting their starting goaltender Lukáš Horák, which is expected after his performance yesterday and pulling off that big upset against a red hot Czech team. And so we'll see, right? And for the Slovenians, not necessarily favored in today's games, not really expected to be all that good in today's game. But for Norway, a big opportunity here to claim a relatively easy 3 points. And if they can do that, they'll set themselves up very well going on throughout the rest of this tournament. Teams are just about to take the ice here. So we'll see who ends up on top today. Should be a great day of action. But you think about kind of what's at stake for both these teams. Germany and Latvia, the battle for that top spot or that 4th spot in the Group A. The winner of this game puts themselves in a very good position to continue success down the line. We'll see whether or not they are going to be able to do that today. It should definitely be interesting, to say the least. If you have not already, drop your score predictions in the chat. Vote on our poll who you think will end up taking today's game. A sold-out arena by the looks of it over in Switzerland for both Germany and Latvia. Should be a great game to keep an eye on today. But we will see. Part of the beauty of it, of course, is it is always a dogfight right to the final whistle, and we'll see today what ends up happening here with these two teams. Showing the German team now in their black uniforms, Latvia in their whites. We will see what ends up happening in today's game. If you're already here, smash the like button. We're about to be underway with puck drop here in just a moment. The Latvian supporters on their feet, as are the German fans. You can see the color switch in the arena. Half of them over on the one side and the other half on the other, getting ready for what should be a tremendous day of action today. We will see who ends up being able to pull through with a huge win. Should be a great game for sure. So puck has been dropped and we are underway for the game between Germany and Latvia. Shot kicked out. Gudlevskis is in net for the Germans today. Shot, good block shot there. As the Latvians will work up ice. We'll see what they can do. I think this is actually our first stream for Latvia at this Men's World Championship because I don't think we got them yesterday in their game against Switzerland. So 3-2 Germany prediction and 4-2 Norway over Slovenia. I like that. Puck will be rimmed around. I want a player down for Germany there. But able to get off under his own power. Icing the call. Puck will come back into the Latvian end. And a little bit of physicality to start this game. You can expect this one to be fairly physical, as Vilmanis just runs right through Dove McFalls. The big hit to start this game. I'm very excited to see what ends up happening today. I think there's going to be a great game between these two teams. Diffel's shot, tipped. Good save there by Gudlevskis. Diffel's with a shot, tipped out in front, but Gudlevskis is up to the task. Batnia takes on Szymanski in the dot. Diffel's back pass, looking for the option there, but does not get there. Puck will be flung out into the German end. That will go for another icing. Back-to-back icing calls to kick off the day so far. As the puck will come back out into the German end. Wagner with it for Germany. Will skate up with it now. Over to Seider. Seider will fling it down. Over to Cahoon. Moves it over. Dumps down and around the boards. I hope Latvia will win, but Germany is strong. They really are. But I think Latvia, they can stick within their system. The goal for them is to last the first few minutes. If they can do that, then they'll be in a very good spot. $17:46 left to go in this first period between Germany and Latvia. Stretch pass ruled offside. Puck will come back into the neutral zone. A bit of a slogfest so far. The Latvians really struggling to get out of their own end. Germany struggling to get much going in the offensive end. Expect a lot of that today, especially between these two teams with how they play. The Germans really reliant upon their offensive system. If it doesn't get going, this team is going to really struggle today, especially against a team like Latvia, who will get a few chances throughout the day, but ultimately it'll really just come down to, can they score when it matters most? If they get their opportunities and they capitalize on them, expect Latvia to end up winning today. Shot from the point, blocked away. Good opportunity there. Shot again, rebound, chance, cleared away. Germany will go back up the other way now. Oh, and a tough play there. Fermanis with his stick, or with Freiberg's with his stick knocked out of his hands. Take a look at our poll. 69% of people say that Latvia will end up taking this game. 31% for Germany, as another icing call brings the puck all the way back down into the Latvian end. Face-off draw in Latvia's end. The puck will be cleared over. Shot from the point, blocked out front. Gvanke with that opportunity. Puck down low in the Latvian zone. Latvia will end up recovering it. We'll shift it up. Lipinskis shifts it back. So Latvia will collect the puck. Some forward pressure from the Germans. Puck rimmed around and will be collected by Germany in their own end. Germany winds it up. Tiffels over to Reichel. Reichel tries to throw it out, but picked up by the Latvians, and they'll shift up ice. They still tried to, but turned over. Tiffels over to Szymanski. Szymanski to Tiffels, tries to find Reichel cutting through the slot, but misses him on the behind. Tiffels now picks up the puck for Germany. Schmitz picks the puck back up for Latvia, and they'll try and clear the zone, and they will. Latvia now over the blue line. Throws on the brakes, puts it up back to the point. Shot, deflection. Cannot get through to the net. Picked up by Latvia again. Vomanis with it. Shot from the point. Lots of deflections in front, but Seider able to block that one and take it away. Germany now works upwards. "15 minutes left to go now in this first period. Latvia has had their chances. Germany has been the better team thus far, but you've seen over the last minute or so, the Latvians start to get a little bit of their chances as well. Latvia 2-on-1 emerging on a break. Oh, and a good save there by Grubauer. Botnia with a prime opportunity for the Latvians came oh so close, but unfortunately could not get it past Grubauer. Zurich over to Botnia and nearly able to push it past the pad of Grubauer, but the German goaltender up to the task early here today. Visman back for Germany. We'll flip it straight up in the air. Play it up. Blocked out. And the puck will go back down. Mornique's now with a shot. Blocked by the German defender. Puck played around. Puck played up to the line. Gavanke slides it down. Shot on net. Picked up and secured by the Latvian goaltender. And we will go to our first power break of the game. 13:28 left to go in this first period. Norway and Slovenia still tied 0-0. 15:17 left to play in the first period over there. We'll see if that score changes at all as this game does go along. If you are new here, please do smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Every subscriber does help a ton towards that goal. So if you have not already, please do smash the subscribe button today. As we are just about back here with the Germans in the offensive end and Latvia's own end. Smirnovs lines up for Latvia against Leubel. Leubel with his first warning. Puck will be dropped. Scramble draw won by the Germans. Gavanke walks in. Shot. Good save by Gudlevskis. Good start there for... It's been a good start so far for Gudlevskis in net for the Latvian team. It's been good thus far. They'll look for him to continue to be good if this Latvian team is going to be able to pull off the upset today. Face-off won by the Latvians now. Shifts it forward. Tries to stretch pass, but picked up once again by the Latvians, and they'll dump it down deep. Germany picks it up. Starts heading north. Moved up, offside call coming. And Norway gets on the board first here today. Norway now will lead Slovenia 1-0, your score. .27 left to go in the first period. Grubauer out to play it. Puts it into Seider's skates, but able to pick up the puck. Germans extremely patient thus far. Feels like they're waiting for some... Feels like they're almost plotting this. This feels like a wait for Latvia to pull themselves out of position. Probably found something in the pre-scout. Just kind of sitting in their own end, waiting for something to change. Mick will dump it down deep for Germany. Just throw it over. The puck will come up and out of play. Game still tied between Latvia and Germany, 0-0. Over in our other game, Norway does now lead by a score of 1-0. Sander Hurad with the goal for Norway. Pretty good start for him in this Norwegian team. But yeah, lines up in the face-off draw against Mihelius. Face-off won by Latvia, but kept in at the line. Mihelius now moves it down low. Shifts it up to the point. Kavanke can't hold it in at the line. The Germans will work back. Cahoon now with the puck for the German team. Still look up ice. Latvia works in. Shoots it forward in a weird play there as Grubauer went to play the puck. Shot saved by Grubauer again. Latvia with some offensive zone pressure now. Looking for the first goal of this game. Blocked up. Oh, nice play there. Great move. Chance. Oh, and off the side of the net. Egla there with a prime opportunity and shoots it off the side of the net with Grubauer down and out. Latvia almost gets themselves on the board early. As Latvia work back up ice now. Shot blocked. And the Germans now will turn back up ice. Moritz Seider for Team Germany. Fires it down deep. Tied up. Kicked out. Oh, and a big hit there by Reichel. Puck chipped out. 10 minutes to go. We are halfway through this first period today. And they will call both guys, I believe, for a penalty. Moritz Seider going to the box, which is a big player to lose if you are this German team, especially at 4-on, or this would be 5-on-5 still, probably with a coincidental minor, but still. 10:52 left to go over in Norway and Slovenia. See if that changes at all as this game does go along. But Latvia and Germany, a good start to this one, really for both sides. I mean, the Latvians have had their chances. The Germans, I'd say, are content with the way that this game's going so far. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily happy about it. You obviously want to be up at this point in the game, but they've shown that they're able to at least generate some opportunities against a team like Latvia, which can be extremely difficult to do. Now there is both players going to the box. Bunchis for Latvia and Sider for the German team. Puck will come out to the neutral zone. Coincidental minors 5-on-5. We will still play. But under 10 to go in this first period. Score still tied 0-0. As the Germans now start to work up ice. Dump down deep. Gudlevskis out to play it for the Latvians. Puck retreats to the German end. Germany still regains possession. Moves back. How many players are on the ice for Germany? Uh-oh. No call, though. They escape it. Szymanski now works up for Germany. Cut off there on the boards. Good defensive effort there. They'll push it up. Reichel tries to throw it down. Szymanski push it up. Shot deflected by Reichel. Saved by Gudlevskis. Good stop there. Oh, and some interference ran. No call. It's Reichel now. We'll wind it up for Team Germany. Lucas Reichel with a move. Over to Szymanski. Passes it across the ice. Shot. Misses wide of the net. I believe that was Tiffels there, who was left unmarked. Moves it over. Shot. Misses wide of the net. And Latvia now will move up ice. Vamanis with it. Fires it around the boards. Egla nearly had a prime opportunity the last time he was out on the ice for this Latvian team. Shot. Misses wide on that. Rebound chance. Bit of a weird kick out play there. Egla gets knocked over down in the corner. Slotted in as the fourth line for Latvia today. This has been one of their best so far. Vamanis works over. Shot. Looking for the tip play in front. Grubauer able to make the save through traffic. Cahoon works up for Germany. Over the line. Shot. Deflection. No rebound chance there. Latvia now back up the other way. Works down low. Throws it out front. Shot. Rebound. Controlled by Latvia as the pressure continues in the offensive zone. Shot again. Good save there by Grubauer off the shoulder. Not sure he saw it to the last moment. Oh, and a nice play there. Germany breaking out with numbers. Oh, but a nice back check there by Albert Schmitz to break it up. Puck moves back. And flipped out to center ice. 6:15 left to go in this first period. Mick for Germany. We'll look up ice. Tumanovs. Dove McFalls. Working down low. The Germans try and slog it along the boards. Dove McFalls now with the puck. It's tied up down low. Oh, and a nice move there. Oh, great pass. In comes Latvia. 3-on-1 emerging. Shot. Where's the rebound? Rebound's loose. As Tumanovs was in the crease on Grubauer, he gets up not very happy. But Grubauer will make the save for the Latvians, and we will remain tied at zeros. This is exactly the kind of way Latvia needs to play to pull off this win. We talked about it in our preview, our prediction, our team previews for both these teams, that this game was going to be an extremely exciting one to watch. We talked about it yesterday in our day recap video too, I guess. But you look at the way these two teams stack up, right? Latvia and Germany, very close, I would say. And as much as, yes, Latvian team this year definitely weaker than what it's been in years past, they are still extremely close with this German squad. And so we will see kind of what ends up happening. The Germans missing a lot of their key players as well. They did get Lucas Reichel, which is obviously a huge player for them as well. But still, we're going to see kind of what ends up happening here. Latvia, Germany in a defensive marathon so far. Expect this game to probably open up a little bit entering into that second period. But for Latvia, for Germany, a good start to this one. Feels in that kind of playoff-y type of way where you think about it for both these teams trying to make the playoff rounds. This game is probably one of the most important ones they'll play. The other one would be against Norway, or if they would beat Norway and they beat each other, if the other team beats each other today and then they would go out and beat Norway, that would be the other probably best case scenario for this Latvian team, or for Latvians or the Germans. So we will see whether or not they can do that. But obviously a big start to this tournament. Obviously for the Germans, a bit of a tough opener. Same thing with the Latvians. Germany lost to Finland. Latvia lost to Switzerland, although they did play well, both of them, in their respective games. Szymanski wins the draw back for the Germans. Seider over to Reichel. Moves up now to Szymanski. Szymanski skates on in. It's taken off. Shot. Misses over the net there. Latvia will move it around. Shuffle it down the ice. Germany will go back to retreat and pick it up. Seider over to Tiffels. Throws it across. And out comes the Latvians, but controlled by Germany in their own end as they work back up ice. Cahoon with the puck. Bounces it off the boards. Michaelius looks for the backdoor feed. Nice play there. Goes around the net. But the Latvian defender able to drive two Germans into each other to break up that play. Four minutes now left to go in this first period. Germany and Latvia in a bit of a show so far. Looking for Egla tapping a stick. Oh, and a slash on the goalie. Not going to be received very warmly. But Philipp Grubauer so far has been pretty good for this German team. He's definitely been up to the task so far. Some few really key saves, especially on that Latvian fourth line as they are registered. They've been probably the best line we've seen so far from this team. We'll see whether or not they are going to be able to kind of find their way through, but a good start for this fourth line for Latvia so far. Grubauer has denied a lot of their chances to this point, but we'll see which team ends up breaking first in a defensive game. It'll all come down to one big mistake that ends up being the turning point. So we will see who ends up in that spot. Time can only tell. Egla with it now, loses the puck, passes it around, throws it forward. Puck will be deflected. It'll go the length of the ice for icing, though. 3:41 now left to go in this first period between Germany and Latvia. Tied still at zeros. Over on the other side, Norway taking on Slovenia. Norway does lead by a score of 1-0. 4:30 left to go in that period. Shots on goal in that game, currently 9-4 so far. Schmitz now works in. Schmitz throws on the brakes. Turns it loose. Shot over the net. Moves it forward. Kicks off the player. Shot. Turnover from the Germans near led to a prime opportunity there, but Grubauer able to make the save on Buncius. Taken down, no call. Latvian fans calling for a penalty there. So move back up ice and dump down deep. 3 minutes now left to go in this period. Hit up high. And out comes Latvia the other way. Moves it over. Shot from the point. Looking for the deflection in front. Can't find it through. Pinskis tries to throw it over. Takes the puck. Moves it down. Szymanski throws on the brakes down the half wall. Throws it around the boards on the cycle. Shoots it down and around. Passes it up. 2 minutes now left to go in this first period. The Latvians with a prime opportunity here to pull off one of the bigger upsets of this tournament, find themselves into and gets tripped up. No call by the looks of it. A nice move there. Shot from the point. Scores! Latvia gets on the board first. And just like that, Martin Zierkaus gets on the board for Latvia to make it a 1-0 game. And there might just be a chance for the Latvians today to put away the German team. Martin Zierkaus with the goal puts Latvia up in this game and gets them a step closer to a quarterfinal berth at this Men's World Championship tournament. Grubauer never even saw it. Zierkaus walks the line, sees the completely empty net, and Grubauer never even found it, still was looking on the other side of the net, and sure enough, Zierkaus finds the goal to make it 1-0 for Team Latvia today. Puck moves in now. Moves it over. Cheeks. Down below the line, Cahoon now for the Germans. For Latvia, you need to make sure you get the stop. Hold your lead into the intermission. Sider now walks the line. Throws it back over to Cahoon. Cahoon shot. Looking for a tip out front. Not going to get that. Throws on the brakes around the net. That's Ale. Ale. Moves it over. Looking for the shot in front. Not there. Puck will be chipped back out now. The Germans will pick it back up and start to skate upward with it. Nice move there. Dump and chase for Germany. We'll dump it around, and there will be a whistle behind the play for a high stick. As Germany, I believe, will head to the power play here. The one thing that can't happen at the end of this opportunity for them. Germans heading to the power play, where they will look to try and get on the board here. High sticking the call. We're under 2 minutes to play now over in Norway and Slovenia. Score still Norway 1, Slovenia 0. Under a minute left, 35 seconds left to go in this period for Latvia. very much to expectations so far. Latvians jump out to the early lead. Now we're going to see what they can do on the defensive side of the puck, which is their specialty. Cahoon drops it off to Reichel. Reichel speeds up with it now. Reichel drops it in. Over to Szymanski. Nice play there. Shoots out. 3 seconds left to go. And that should do it for the first period of hockey. Latvia leads Germany by a score of 1-0 through the first period of action today. A good start for this Latvian team in their hopes of making it to the quarterfinal rounds at this tournament. We had talked quite a bit and quite extensively in the lead up to this tournament that this game was going to be probably one of the closest games we saw as far as the expectation factor goes. You have Germany, a very offensive-based team. And so we'll see. Do you ever want to see a goalie scoring a legit goal, non-empty net? I imagine you're a goal down with 2 minutes to go and your goalie becomes a madman and scores. I'd like to see that. I think that'd be funny. Obviously, the rule book won't allow it, considering you can't cross the center line as a goaltender, but it would quite be pretty funny. I got Germany 4-3. Very fair prediction. We are into the first intermission here between Latvia and Germany. As well, first intermission for Norway and Slovenia. So far over in Norway and Slovenia, Norway does lead by a score of 1-0. Your shots on goal 11-6 in favor of Norway to this point. Both teams have 2 penalties each, and neither have scored on those power play opportunities to this point. But today has been quite the performance, right? You think about kind of throughout this entire day, the ups and downs of the calendar, but also very rewarding day for some of the teams here. We'll start here with kind of the first few games of the day. The USA bounced back after a tough loss against the Swiss on the opening day of the tournament. They bounced back with a 5-1 win over Team Great Britain. Slovakia did beat Italy by a score of 4-1 today. Convincing fashion in that game as well. Austria took down Hungary 4-2. We were live for that game some 3 hours or so ago. Sweden took on Denmark as well. Sweden did beat Denmark 6-2. And then Latvia currently leading Germany by a score of 1-0 through the first period of action. And Norway leading Slovenia 1-0 through the first period of action as well. As this is the first intermission, we will answer any questions you might have and talk a little bit more about the games that we have seen so far today. How are you doing, brother? You always watch your videos, decided to tune in. Well, thank you for tuning in today. We are doing just excellent. A bit of a day off for our Canadian fellows, but happy to see some of the best teams here at this tournament taking on each other. Big implications for these games, and especially for this battle between Latvia and Germany, the battle for the 4th spot and a realistic chance at a playoff bid here with this game. Huge playoff implications. We'll see whether or not this Latvian team can pull off the miracle. Miracle is an extenuating word, but the truth is the Latvians here were always going to be contending with the Germans. Absolutely not favored. I'm not saying that they were. That would just be false, but they are absolutely in this game, and we had them predicted to win. So I still do believe that they're going to take this lead. They're probably going to get another one. Germany will come storming back, and then we'll see kind of what ends up happening here. 1-0 the current score. Germany will start that first period on the power play. But you think about the game so far today. We talked about it a little bit in our last stream, but worth re-mentioning here. First game of the day between the USA and Great Britain. This was a really good start for the US team. They played well. They were able to score quite a bit as well. And ultimately, for the US, you need to see this kind of bounce back game, right? Where this tournament has been not great for them. To be completely frank, their team isn't that good. They're struggling a little bit just to kind of do the simple things, especially what we saw against the Swiss. And so them coming back and going out and beating a team like Great Britain, it might seem like not much, but it is extremely important for them. And so we look at it for this US team today, a big win over the Brits. I wasn't terribly impressed nor unimpressed with the way that Britain played today. They went up against a better team in the U.S. And so as far as expectations go, that's kind of the general thoughts on that one. Slovakia and Italy, it was quite the game as well. We saw the Slovaks. Although this game was relatively close, the Slovaks really took it to this Italian team. And also the subtle flex on this one is that I predicted 5-1 for USA over Great Britain and 4-1 for Slovakia over Italy. So I got 2 scores right to start the day, which is always a sign of good things to come. But you think about it for these 2 teams, for Slovakia and Italy. For the Slovaks, this was a big game for them because obviously they were trying to kind of win back their spots at these tournaments. And Slovak team trying to go all the way this year. They had a bit of an interesting game against Norway, but Germany are without a doubt the favorites here, but I wouldn't call the Latvian win an upset. I'd agree. I mean, we had them winning, but I would say it is an upset in the sense that any kind of upset is an underdog going out and beating a favorite, and so that's kind of my baseline for what we call an upset here on the channel. But we also took them to win, so if you want to say that it's kind of that upset, it's not really, but in the sense of kind of the underdog beating the favorite, it definitely would be. But back to Slovakia and Italy, a well-played game so far from the Slovaks. They played well in this game. They had a good bounce back from their game yesterday against Norway. And in the end, Slovakia just walk away with a 4-1 win over the Italians. Then the game we were live for, Hungary taking on Austria. Austria pulled off a 4-2 win in this game. I thought it was a very well-played game from the Austrian team. They stuck with it, and that was one of the hardest parts for them, was that they weren't able to really generate much offense, but they waited they kept going, right? They never let up, and ultimately that was the deciding factor in this game for them, was the fact that Austria went out and really took it to this Hungarian team. Hungary played extremely well in this game. They looked amazing, but unfortunately just not quite well enough to end up taking this game. Beat by a better Austrian team today. Austria, with 2 wins to start this tournament, they now look ahead to see if they can potentially sneak into that 4th spot in the group. These 2 teams, Germany and Latvia, our main game of today, are going to eventually have to try and go through Austria, who's going to be that next team up, to see if they can sneak their way into that 4th spot. We'll see if they can end up doing so. Should definitely be interesting. And then Sweden and Denmark today, 6-2 win. Not much to talk about here. The Swedes really just dominated everything in this game, as they're showing right now on the screen. The highlights from Norway and Slovenia. A good shot from the point ended up being the goal in that one over there. And then the games we're on now. And for first one, Norway and Slovenia, Norway has taken a lot of the kind of the pace of play to start this one. It's been a very well-established game so far from them. They've looked good. They've been playing well, and now it's just a matter if they can keep it going. Latvia has played pretty well. Same with Germany, actually. Both teams have looked okay. Like, there hasn't been anything that's been, I would say, alarming so far in this game. Latvia has had quite a few opportunities, and they've seized one of them and ended up scoring on that chance. The Germans have had their looks. They definitely haven't played at their best to this point, but they are on their way there. And so I'm excited to see kind of what ends up happening through the rest of this game. And we will now go to our comments and see what people are saying. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the way to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are just 25 away. So please, 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 if you have not already, do smash the subscribe button and the like button on this stream. How are you doing? I got that one. German goalie was lost. He really was. It was quite that first goal where Grubauer seemed to be trying to look around the screen. Unfortunately, didn't realize that the puck was already on its way to the net. By the time he realized that, it was too late and the puck was already in there. Germany are without a doubt the favorites here, but I wouldn't call Latvian win an upset. I think we talked about that one as well. But yeah, like, it is an upset just in the sense that Latvia wins in the game that they're not expected to win in. And so by that technical definition, it's an upset. But the fact that, I mean, we took them to win in our prediction video as well. So it is an upset in its own way, but at the same time, it's not an unlikely upset in that sort of sense. Hello, as a Latvian, hoping the German goalie keeps getting lost. I mean, that would be pretty cool for Latvia today to win this game against the Germans. And I mean, we caught quite a bit of flack for it in our prediction video comments, as our German supporters weren't terribly happy with us for taking Latvia over Germany. And I mean, rightfully so. But you look at it for this Latvian team today, they're doing a lot of what they're going to need to do. They have good defense. They have a good defensive structure. That always helps. Same thing with Germany, right? Germany needs to try and create this game to an offensive marathon. The more offense you play, the better, more likely you are going to end up winning this game. So we'll see heading into the second period whether or not the desperation factor is going to end up kicking in. If it does, don't be surprised to see a team like this Latvian squad end up pulling away with the win, or if the German team end up pulling away with the win. However, if it turns into a more defensive marathon, as we talked about yesterday, Latvia will end up pulling through with the victory today. And that's what I actually expect is going to end up happening, is Germany's going to kind of start back pretty hot in this next period. They're going to jump out to that lead, or they're going to kind of make a mistake. Latvia will jump back on that chance and end up scoring, making it 2-0. And then Germany will kind of go into that desperation mode, score 2 quick goals. And then from there, we're going to see the Latvians pot one last goal somewhere in there. And that, for me, I think will be the difference maker in this game. But as of right now, 1-0 lead for Latvia over Germany. It's been quite the day thus far, and we'll see if there's one last major upset happening towards the end of this one today. What else we got? What do you think will happen tomorrow between the USA and Finland? What do you think? I still, we said at the start of the tournament, I still do believe that Finland's a far better team on paper than the US is, and I expect the Finns to really take it to the US team. I can't remember what our prediction as far as score went for that game, but I would assume there hasn't been anything, at least in my eyes, that's changed my perception of what to expect in this game. And so the number I picked, I'm just going to double check that now before I say the wrong score, but I would assume that whatever score I went with, I'm going to keep as my prediction for this point. So we will double check that score, but I would say that as far as kind of expectations go, I had 4-2 Finland over the US, and I still think that sounds about right. I don't see it being kind of that high scoring game. I think the Finns will definitely lock it down on the defensive side a lot more than kind of what you might see in a blowout type of game. But to the USA and Finland, it should be a really good one. We'll see kind of who ends up pulling through with the win on that one. Got the Finland-Germany prediction correct too. It's been a pretty good tournament. The only game we haven't gotten so far is, thank you for subscribing. The only game we haven't gotten so far is the Czechia-Slovenia one yesterday, and then we had overtime for Canada and Sweden, although that game, I would say, we were pretty close on score. I think it was 5-3 final. I think we had 5-4 overtime win for Canada in that one, so we still had the winner right. But the only game we haven't predicted right so far has been the Czech-Slovenia game, which I don't think anyone really saw coming into this tournament, which is part of the beauty of it, right? And I mean, upsets always happen. They're always around the corner. It reminds you a lot of, this is part of the reason why I think we have such a large Latvian contingent, back to the World Junior campaign where we had the Latvian team losing to Canada 11-0. And then, of course, Latvia ends up going on to beat Canada in that game. And it was kind of, I like to say that was almost the welcoming party for the Latvians at the World Junior Tournament, where that was like the first major upset that they've been able to pull off there, at least in recent time. But you think about what they were able to do there. They followed it up this past year with another really good performance, nearly beat Canada again. They're getting to a point now where they should be considered contenders. It's only a matter of time before they end up at that next stage. And think about their U18 tournament where they just made the semifinals there, lost out on the chance for a medal by a goal against the host Slovak team, where even that game was right down to the wire, and we were live for that one as well here on YouTube. But it's been a crazy kind of last few years for Latvian hockey. You think about their World Championship medal not so long ago when they won bronze. we'll see whether or not there's going to be another one of those coming at this year's tournament. Because once again, you make the playoffs, you never know what happens, right? It's part of the beauty of this sport is nothing's ever decided till that final whistle goes. And for a team like Latvia, who does play so well defensively, all of a sudden these tournaments can turn itself on its head in a moment's notice. So for Latvia, I'm excited to see kind of what's next for them at this tournament as well, at the other major IIHF tournaments in which we'll cover with the U18s and the World Juniors as well. You might also kind of start to branch out a little bit more. I know the European Hockey Tour is fairly popular, so we might end up doing some coverage for that one. And there's a few other ones that I've been looking into. Hlinka Gretzky's one. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up kind of going with. Obviously, we'll let you know what the plan is there, but part of the beauty of it. Just drawing thoughts on current Latvia-Germany game. So far, it's been a pretty good game for both sides. The Germans have had their chances, although the shot totals, as you mentioned, were 11-5. I would say that you look at it for the Germans, they just need to try and make this game more offensive. If they can make it offensive, there is there's a huge opportunity for Germany to just outscore their opponents in Latvia, as Latvia is a defensive-minded team. If you get into a scoring battle against a team like Latvia, you're going to end up winning. The issue is that Germany right now is trying to play a very defensive system, which sometimes works. And if you're playing against a better team in, say, the USA, Switzerland, Finland, you need to play that kind of system. But when you play against a team like Latvia, you need to be able to control that pace, play on your offensive side of the puck. And right now, they're just not really doing that. And that was the biggest difference for them in that first period. They still got chances, especially on the early half of this period where they were dominant through that first about 5 minutes of play. And then they went a little bit too defensive. And so we'll see heading into this next period whether or not they are going to kind of shift back into that more offensive approach where they are going to be more successful if they end up going with it. So we'll see kind of what ends up happening there. But I think we are just about back here for a second period action. Great Britain more shots in the second period at some point today, 8-3. That makes sense. Latvia outshooting Germany 11-5. Such an underrated channel for hockey info. 10K at the end of the year. I do appreciate it very much. Agreed, found the channel a few days ago, but seems like I'm going to stay for longer. I appreciate everyone for subscribing and commenting. I know I see a lot of familiar names in here from the comments section on those videos. I will be responding to those comments from our day 2 recap video right after this stream, where we will be resting our voice before we end up going onto our next part. So thank you. I agree. Who's your NHL team? My NHL team is the Boston Bruins. Was it 5-3, 5-4-2 maybe? Who do you think will win this tournament? I still stand by that. I think the Swiss are going to be the winners. We are back for third period action here as Germany will start on the power play. We will see whether or not they are going to be able to find their way through here. Seider with the puck walks along the line. Over to Cahoon. Over to Tiffels. Tiffels throws it out front. Unable to get there. .38 seconds left to go in the power play. Seider with it. Throws it over to the line. Over to Cahoon. Seider with the puck. Cahoon throws it over to Tiffels. Shot. Blocked out front. And Latvia will work back up the ice. They'll shoot it all the way down the ice. And that should just about do it for the power play. 15 seconds to go. 19 minutes in the period. As well as Slovenia and Norway getting back underway here for second period action. And that'll do it for the German power play. Nothing to show for it. Some decent looks, but... and a pass into the slot area. Good block shot there by Latvia. 18:30 left to go in this second period. (18-18) now. We'll see if the Latvians can hold on. If there'll be some more goals in this game. I have no doubt of that. But it's a good, real hot start so far for them. As we check in on we'll check in on our poll at the break, but Germany now walks on in. Dumps the puck down deep. Latvia back to get it. Be kept in at the line by Visman for Germany. Overskates the puck, the Latvian defender does, but will end up walking out. Nice saucer pass there. As Latvia will work back in. Vilmanis, unable to pick up the puck, ends up letting it go into the German zone. Vilmanis now, nearly had that puck. Only will take it back away. Puck poked off into neutral ice. Nice pass there. Vilmanis with a nice move. Gets it back. Sandis Vilmanis for the Latvians gets knocked off the puck. And Reichel now for Germany flies his way in, but gets removed from the puck. Szymanski in the Latvian end pressuring. Starting to see a little bit more of that offensive push from the Germans, which is what you kind of want to see. Nice play there. Ends up not going for naught. So Latvia now will work back in. That puck will go all the way down for icing. Strong opportunity there for Latvia, or for Germany rather, but unable to capitalize on those chances. Zile, the big block shot there. I think Canada's going to win this. Maybe the Finns are going to surprise, potentially. I could see the Finns, Canada, or Switzerland being the gold medal. I don't see anyone else winning gold. I could see any one of the Swedes, the Czechs. I could see Sweden, Czechia, the U.S. I don't think I could see Germany, Slovakia, or Latvia taking home silver. But I could see those three teams winning medals as well. Realistically, I think I could see them winning a medal. I just don't see them winning gold. I don't think they can beat the two of the three powerhouses to get there. I think that'd be the biggest problem with that potential. Puck moves up. Cycles it around the point. Zile with the puck. Ends up losing it. And back comes out the Vilmanis now with the puck. Nice move there by Vilmanis. Vilmanis skates on in. And a nice move by Vilmanis. Shot. Trying to find and that puck will be shot straight out of glass. That should be a penalty. Latvia will head to the power play as Germany shoots the puck straight out of glass, or straight over the glass. Dominic Cahoon will head to the penalty box for the German team. Latvia will head to their power play of this game. Their first power play of this game as they look to try and get themselves on the board here. We'll see if they can do so. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Let us know who you think is going to win down in our poll. Face-off lost by the Latvians, Germany, but will end up picking it back up. Latvia sets it up in the offensive zone. Schmitz. Shot from the point, deflected. Nearly gets over the glove of Grubauer. Schmitz unable to keep it, but will end up taking the puck. Turns it on a wheel. Vilmanis. Zile with the puck. Vilmanis fires it through to Schmitz. Schmitz with a nice move there to keep it in at the line. Moves down to Belsers. Over Igla. Schmitz. Over to Belsers. Back to the point. Shot. Schmitz there with the opportunity. Gets through, but turned away by Grubauer. Nice move there by Vilmanis. Down to Belsers to Schmitz. Shot. Hits off the post. Great opportunity there for the Latvians, but unable to get it through. All alone. Shot. Scores! Rudolf Belser scores for Latvia to make it 2-0. Wow. And Latvia puts themselves even closer to the potential quarterfinal bid. 2-0 Latvia. Wow. On the power play, Germany gets caught puck watching, and Belzers He's left all alone as Mick ends up leaving his post. And Balcers takes the puck, does not miss it. Scores past the glove of Grubauer. Goes bar down, and Latvia now will lead by a score of 2-0. Wow. Wow. As we talked about, though, expect a bit of a push now from this German team. This is kind of the story. If we talk about how we wrote out the book, you can actually go watch it in our prediction video. Latvia scores the first 2 goals. The Germans bounce back. They end up tying the game, I think is what we said, or maybe it was 2-1. Then the Latvians score the third, and then Germany scores a late one. It will be kind of, that's the way it's going to play out. Expect the Germans here to get this next goal. We'll see whether or not they do have that pushback. If they don't, this is going to be a tough game for them. A good play there at the line. Germany now works in. Comes back the other way. Nice move there. Shot. Good blocker or glove save there by Gudlevskis. The goalie for Germany is not that good. Shot. Szymanski works on Gudlevskis and a good save there. This German team now starting to get a little bit of fire underneath them. Looking for that next goal. Shot from the point, blocked out front. And Latvia will work back in the other way. Oh my goodness, Sider nearly lost that race. Zierkow's in the area there. Only think about he hurt himself. Or just going off for a change. Shot. Kicked away by Gudlevskis. It's the one Latvian name that still, for whatever reason, cannot pronounce because it's one of the easiest ones too. But shot, blocked out front. Moves it over the blue line. Takes it. Shot, looking at the backdoor feed, but Gudlevskis is up to the task. And we'll move back up ice now. Latvia will go off and change. German push here extremely strong, but so far Latvia has been able to hold in. .13 minutes now left to go. I love Balcers' third goal of the tournament already. Is that right, eh? Cahoon with the puck. Well, we did talk about who would have to replace Dalgovich on this team. Oh, and Latvia now breaks up ice. 2-on-1 emerging, but ends up throwing on the brakes. Still tries it anyway. Oh, and a great opportunity there. Turned away by Grubauer. A chance that turned from nothing. Nearly finds its way to the back of the net. Latvia, a prime opportunity there. Shots on goal to this point for the full game. 13-9 in favor of the Latvians. This game transitioning a little bit more into that offense type of system right now. The Latvians trying to also contribute offensively. We'll see how it ends up going right now. But as we talked about, the longer this game stays in that more defensive approach, the more it's going to favor Latvia. The more offensive it gets, the more it's going to favor this German team. The Germans will work over the line now. Puck moved away, around. A nice play there. Shifted up the boards. Shot. Rebound. Covered up by Grubauer. As we check in over on Norway and Slovenia, Norway does now lead 2-0 as the score with 13:53 left to go in the second period. Norway, an expected blowout type of game. Norway currently leading in the shot category, 15-7. A good start for them. They did score that last goal on the power play. It was scored by Jacob Berglund, Tinus Luke Koblar, and Stian Solberg with the assist to make it a 2-0 game for the Norwegian team. Latvia still up here, 2-0. And it's been a great start for them. You talk about what you want to do coming into one of these games. This is nearly perfect from them so far. we will see whether or not they are going to be able to hold on till the end of this game. Should be exciting. Now, if you're new here as we are on the power break, please do hit the like button, hit subscribe if you have not already. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we are now just 23 away. So please, if you have not already, do smash the subscribe button. As we check in on our poll, if you have not already also, be sure to click on our poll. We'll see here. We have 109 votes registered. 80% of people say Latvia will pull through with the win. 20% for the Germans. We will see how it ends up going here today. As we are back underway, 11:33 left to go in the second period between Latvia and Germany. Latvia leading 2-0. Puck will come out, shot from the slot area. Latvia unable to get it through. Latvians will control it in their own end. Puck comes out, turned right back in by the German team. Kavanke shifts it down to Reichel. Reichel with a nice move there because the puck poked off him, and he will take down the Latvian player. That should be a penalty. It will not be. As Reichel now will shift in, as that'll be ruled offside. Reichel brings the puck in too early, and that will be ruled offside. The puck will come into the neutral zone. But a red-hot start for this Latvian team so far. We will see whether or not they can pull off this win and find themselves into the quarterfinal round, most likely. Because you think about what they need to do. If they can win this game, their next most important game goes to their game against Austria, where if Latvia can go out and beat Austria, then all of a sudden they're more or less in. They have to beat the weaker teams in Hungary and Great Britain as well. If they can do that, then they're basically guaranteed in to that spot. And so even if they lose one of those games, I'd say they'll still be okay. As long as they can beat Austria, who'd be the only other team who would realistically take their spot, as Eglin now works in. Because of the way the three-way tiebreakers work, there is the potential for Austria, and most likely Austria, Germany, and Latvia could be in a three-way tiebreaker. If Germany goes out and beats Austria, and then Austria goes out and beats Latvia, then you could be stuck in that three-way tiebreaker, which would be a huge issue, realistically, for this team. There's a high stick there. I'm not sure it got called. So Latvia will pick up the puck, move it over. Puck comes out. 10 minutes now to go left in the period. Latvia leading 2-0. Puck goes down the ice for icing. As Dove McFall's unable to get to the puck first. But quite the game so far. Quite the day so far. And I'm looking forward to getting to spend 30 to 40 minutes talking about the day that was in about 2 hours' time. So should be it's been a great day, and hoping that we can see at least one more upset today, or at least one upset today with Latvia taking down Germany, which would be a huge game for those standings. Shot on net, turned away. Shot off Lipinskis. Blocks it up. We'll dump it down deep. So move it along. Passes it forward. Puck comes off skate. McFalls drops it off, but unable to get to his own player. Tied up down in the Latvian end behind the goal line. Latvia will shift it up ice, and that will go the length of the ice for icing. 9:07 left to go now in the second period. Latvia trying to find their way and get the third goal of this game. They can score the third one, all of a sudden it becomes even more tough for a team like Germany, although they can't score a lot of goals at this tournament, to be able to come back in this game. We'll see what ends up happening over there. So work in, throw it across, will not get there. Moves it forward. Oh, and all alone, Szymanski with it now. Szymanski with a move, saved by Gudlevskis. A huge stop there as they start digging away at him. Gudlevskis denies Szymanski on the breakaway. A huge stop. And Latvia works back up the other way now. What a stop there to deny Szymanski point blank. Latvia's defensive system's now starting to crumble a little bit as they get a little bit too aggressive in their own end. They need to sit back inside their defensive structure if they want to be successful. 8:15 now left to go in the second period. Gudlevskis the wall. No kidding. A huge stop for the Latvians. Wow. Wow. What a stop. That's the difference maker. That might, like, you think about the power that goal might have to swing a game. Like, it's a lifesaver. Exactly. Like, it actually could be the reason why they end up going to the playoffs at the end of this tournament. Could be the reason why they win a medal at this tournament is because of that one stop, right? Like, it's funny to see kind of how it can transition down. Over in Norway and Slovenia, Norway did just score their third goal of the game as this game's starting to get cracked open a little bit more than before. 3-0 now the score. 9:30 left to go in the second period. It's a good game so far from the Norwegians. Your last goal scored by Jacob Berglund, assisted, his second of the game assisted by Christian Ostby. And so we'll see whether there's anything else further on that note over the next little bit. But likely this Norwegian team was expected to really run away with this game, especially considering that Slovenia's top goaltender was sitting out in Lukáš Horák. And so because of that, this game, it was going to be a blowout from the start. 19-8 are your shots on goal. For those who enjoy your shots on goal, 12-5 in the first period, 7-3 halfway through the second period thus far. We are back now for Germany and Latvia. 8 minutes left to go now as a breakout attempt. Here we go. Latvia works in. Shot. Where's the rebound? Grubauer holds on to it, though. A nice transition rush there. Attempt by Andersons. Pretty good opportunity there as well. It's amazing what this Latvian team can really develop here as they're showing the Szymanski breakaway attempt from the ref cam. I don't think we really need the ref cam on all this stuff, but to each your own. It's actually one of my least favorite angles because you can't see anything. It's between that one, the one where everything's kind of shaking around, and the one where they put it like on the very back and you like, it just never, it doesn't make any sense. Just keep with the normal camera angle. It's perfectly fine. Iglo wins it back. Moves it forward. Sobolskis tries to keep it in. Stretch pass there. Misses the stick of Cahoon. That will go the length of the ice. Schmidt's back for the Latvian team now. Cycles it back to his defensive partner. We now shift it up. Try and play it forward. Bunchis able to keep on to it for the Latvians. Fling it around the boards. This will go the length of the ice for icing. 7:22 left to go in the second period. The puck will come all the way back down into the Latvian end. Oh my God, that was a lifesaver from Gudlevskis. He's been tremendous so far in this game. Like, really good. Like, once again, not surprising. If you've watched international hockey long enough, you know that he's going to do this. And one of my favorite things yesterday, we'll talk about it after this play. Sider walks in, shot, saved by Gudlevskis. One of my favorite stories from yesterday was because I was listening to the game. I had some stuff to do in between our day recap video and our last stream, because we did the second game of the day. And the Canadian commentators, actually, I'm not sure if they're Canadian, they might have been American commentators, were talking about how it was crazy that Latvia was still holding in with Switzerland. And Gudlevskis was actually good because I thought he was terrible. I was like, you guys can't actually not know this by now. It's insane. Sider shot. Gudlevskis misses just wide of the net. It's actually insane how terrible that commentating was yesterday. It was actually brutal. But anyway, that's my gripe with it, because it was really entertaining to listen to as they were saying about how it was crazy that Latvia was any good at this point. Oh, and walks in, shot. Good save by Gudlevskis again. And even holding it with a team like Switzerland, because this Latvian team is good. It's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise at this point. That's why we talked about it. And obviously it's not their best team. I want to make sure that that's also emphasized, is that they have a lot of players that could be here that aren't. But when you put together a bunch of players who don't necessarily have that star mindset and you put them on the same team together, it works wonders, because you have a bunch of guys who are committed to playing a system that works. And that's the biggest difference maker between a team like this and a team like, say, a Germany, or a team like a Canada, or a team even like a US in a way, because that game will be fun. As the Latvians now work back up ice, drops it off, shot, nearly deflected in front, almost off the shin pad. 6 minutes now to go in the second period. The clock starting to become the enemy of this German team. Skavanke now will work in for the Germans, fire it down the ice. Gets past Gudlevskis there, trying to play the puck. Sometimes I feel safer with Gudlevskis than our NHL goalies. It's funny how that works, though. Like, it's some players have that kind of clutch gene in them, and I mean, he's been pretty good. You watching both matchups? I'm trying to, but I will be honest and say that I'm not really paying much attention to Norway and Slovenia. I'll rewatch the highlights after just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But the game between Norway and Slovenia is bound to be a blowout game. And so as of right now, it's still 3-0 Norway to this point, 6:20 left to go in the second period. But once again, I mean, you can look at the shots, which are, let's see if we can find them here. Shots to this point are 19-9. Goals are 3-0. It was always going to be a bit of an ugly game because, as we talked about a little bit earlier, their starting goaltender for Slovenia, Lukáš Horath, is out for this game after playing yesterday against the Czechs. And so because of that, this game was meant to be and kind of was always going to be a blowout between Norway and Slovenia. So watching it in a way, but not really paying too much attention to it, to be completely honest. Right now, focusing a lot more on the Latvians and the Germans, which is going to be a really good game right to the end today. It's a bit funny that the Latvian number one center in this tournament didn't even make the Olympic lineup. It is funny to see, and I can't remember who commented it. They might actually be in this chat today, but basically lined out what the roster would be if Latvia sent their best team versus didn't, and basically said along the lines of that if Latvia sent everyone who didn't make their roster, their team would be better than if they did. And it's probably one of the first years of that, because Latvia is was one of the few teams, the Swiss are one of them as well. That's probably about it, actually, who typically get the majority of their best players at these tournaments. And I would say it is definitely a bit of a surprise to see kind of the lack of star talent on this Latvian team this year. But still, they've looked good so far. We'll see if they can keep it going through the rest of this tournament, because at this point, it's kind of their tournament to lose. And so we'll see. Part of the beauty of it is it always comes down to a few key moments throughout a game, and that's part of the joy of these tournaments. There is 4:20 now left to go in the third period. They're currently doing glasswork in Latvia and Germany, and so there is a very short break that they are taking right now. As it does appear that they're still not even close to being done. The side glass, the one where it kind of curves around, is currently loose, and so they're currently drilling in the screws right now. They're showing a stat on the screen at IIHF Men's World Championship 2023. Both teams won a medal. Latvia the bronze, Germany the silver. 13 players from Germany's current roster were part of that team. 9 players from the Latvian squad that ended up winning bronze at that year's tournament. As the Norwegians have made it now 4-0, as there's another goal scored over in that game. This game has been so ugly. It has not been a pretty one to keep an eye on, but anyway, not a great game so far. Talking about good games, though, we are back underway. Latvia and Germany, 2-0 Latvia to this point. Botnia in the face-off draw against Michaelis. Michaelis with the face-off win to Sider. Sider will wheel it around now. Dump it down deep. And the Latvians come back. Botnia takes the puck for Latvia. We'll dump it down deep. 5 minutes now to go left in the second period. And Jacob Berglund did end up scoring the hat-trick goal for those that are interested over for Norway and Slovenia. Sider's shot turned wide. Fires it around. Cahoon behind the net. Cahoon gets active back there. Throws on the brakes. Slides it along over to Tiffels. Tiffels wheels it around. Throws on the brakes. Oh, nice move there. Tiffels now behind the Latvian goal. Visman throws it across to Sider. Unable to get there. Tiffels behind the net. Shifts it up to the point. Gavanke. Throws it over to Visman. Visman curl drag. Shot. Misses wide of the net. Szymanski now over to Visman. Visman throws it across over to Reichel. Reichel with the puck. Throws on the brakes. Tries to throw it across over to Szymanski. Szymanski now with it. Skates around. A lot of offensive zone possession time now. Reichel shot. Misses wide of the net. Rebounds loose in the crease, but covered up by Gudlevskis, and a dig at it by Tiffels. No further after that. Good offensive zone possession time from Germany there. Unable, though, to end up getting any kind of luck. Prime opportunity, though, as this game is getting closer and closer. Germany feels like they're on the verge of getting a goal here. It's only a matter of time if you're Latvia, just trying to survive to the intermission. Puck dumped over to the corner. And now moved up. Oh, and nearly a break there. Passes it across. Cycles it up. Leubel. Leubel for the Germans. Drops it off. Shifts it over. Shot. This is wide. And the Latvians end up working up ice now. Nice stretch pass there. Vilmanis with the puck. Throws on the brakes. Tries to dump it out to his point guy. No one there, though. Latvia definitely committing into a more defensive structure now. Content with their 2-goal lead. Now we're going to see if they're going to be able to hold on just long enough in this game. Egla with the puck. Slides it over. Puck will go down deep. Pinskis. Over to Egla with a nice move there. Holds on to the puck. Hands it off to Lipinskis. Moves it all over. Eglis shot. Pinskis. Cahoon brings it back to Mick, who will slide over to Visman, and the Germans will break back up ice now. Good little offensive sequence there for the Latvians. Gone for nothing. Kalias now. Over to Tuomi. Latvia now will break back up ice. Batnia. Andersons. Anderson loses his stick. And Szymanski now will break up ice for the Germans, but broken up at the line. Latvian team is extremely efficient right now. Looking very good so far. Sider spin shots it around. 1 minute now left to go in the second period. Reichel shot. Rebound chance. Tiffels shot again. Gudleskis with a stretch stop to cover up. And that makes it 1 minute to go. Latvia still up 2-0 in this game, trying to hold on as best they can. As the final few seconds of Norway and Slovenia are now ticking away of this second period. Germany now in the offensive end, but the Latvians will try and break it up ice. Giveaway there. Germany will rim it back around. 40 seconds left to go in this period. Fires it forward. Shot. Schmitz unable to get there. Tries to throw it up front again. Broken up. Oh, no, and a turnover there. Oh, Latvia got lucky there. Vilmanis now for Latvia will cycle it up ice. Schmidt's shot. Oh, and nearly surprised Grubauer. But a great opportunity for Albert Schmitz to get himself on the board at this tournament. Vilmanis, kind of a weird breakaway, and Schmitz just grabs the puck. And Grubauer, oh, he just got a piece of it right off the blocker. But a late reaction there as a second intermission between Norway and Slovenia as well. That game has gone to the intermission mark. 4-0 Norway. Jacob Berglund with 3 goals so far in this one. Szymanski lines up against Bunchis. Germany now works back in. 10 seconds left to go in the second period. Tries to rim it around. Sider there on the wall. But the puck will be tied up. And that will do it for the second intermission. As Szymanski not very happy with Zile right there. I think he got shoved into the boards late. But Latvia will lead 2-0 after the second period of play. I don't know. I said that they'd win. I don't know if I really believed it myself, but I said that they would, so there you go. Leading after 2 periods of play, we will see whether or not this Latvian team is going to be able to hold on, but we will now shift into our second intermission report, where for both these games so far, interesting games. I'd say Norway and Slovenia was more of a pre-decided game so far, and for the interest factor, I mean, the Norwegians kind of, you wanted to see them, especially after the game against the Slovaks the other day, where you weren't really sure whether or not they were going to be able to find the back of the net, and find the back of the net is a huge question mark whenever they come into these kind of tournaments. But the fact that they were able to, especially with the skill, talent that they have this year, that is extremely important for them. And so it's a real good start, right? It's 4-0. They'll be fine, I don't suspect. Slovenia is going to be able to come all the way back and end up tying this game, or even forcing overtime, or whatever it might be. But for Norway, it's about playing the next 20 minutes extremely right, because if they can do that, they're looking good for the rest of this game. But same time, there is still the kind of argument of, for Slovenia, they've shown that they're not going to go away, right? They did what they did against the Czechs yesterday for good reason. They're a good team. They've earned their chances where they have. I'm excited for this period to see if Slovenia can kind of put a little bit, if they are going to come back, or if they're going to make it interesting, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, I expect Norway to end up taking this one. I expect Norwegians to score a few more goals in this game. I think in our prediction video for this specific game, I can't remember exactly what we had, but I'm pretty sure it might have been 4-0 actually between these two teams, because, I mean, you kind of think about it, that actually make a lot of sense. I think it would be 4-0 probably. For the 17th, it was, what is it? It was a 4-1 game. I had Slovenia scoring at least one goal in this one. But at the same time, I mean, you looked at it, I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone saw Slovenia doing what they did against the Czechs yesterday, and that happened. So you never really know at these tournaments. So I always say that there's one big upset at every tournament that ends up giving people like myself something to talk about at the end of it. But still, the Slovenia one over the Czechs was an amazing game for the Slovenian team. I'm excited to see what ends up happening, especially kind of down the line as this tournament does go onward. Slovenia could very well be relegated at the end of this tournament. The Czechs could very well win the gold medal at the end of this tournament, which is very funny to think, but you think about kind of how that works out. Slovenia gets 2 points at the standings. Right now, the only thing they're really protecting against is when they eventually play that one important game later on in the tournament against the Italians. The only thing they're really protecting against is overtime, where if you go to overtime, you end up with the win anyway, and you stay up above the Italians. But ultimately, that game against the Italians is going to decide whether you go up or whether you go down at this tournament. And so it makes me laugh because I think you look at it kind of the way it works, especially at these tournaments. It's always kind of strange. So Norway over Slovenia 4-0 right now. Second intermission report there. Latvia and Germany. 2-0 lead for the Latvians so far. We actually called this. We called this yesterday. We called this in our prediction video that Latvia would get out to that 2-0 lead. We then said Germany would bounce their way back and find themselves either tied or within a goal before they get to the goalie pull situation. And so I'd say that it's still likely going to happen. We've seen the Germans really pick up their pace at this point in the game. I'd say that 3-2 prediction we had for Latvia is still very much alive. And it wouldn't surprise me to see the Germans put up a few quick goals, especially at the early part of this period, if Latvia ends up trying to get goal happy. But if you're this Latvian team, this is where you want to be, right? There's no team at this tournament that's better defending than Latvia. I wanted to make sure. I was looking at the Finns because they were kind of there, but there's no team better. There's no team better at defense than Latvia is at this tournament. Hungary doesn't come close, although they are more defensive-minded. Finland's decent with defending, but they're more of an offensive team nowadays anyway. This Latvian team is the best defensive team in this tournament. There's no spot you want to be than leading by two goals going into a third period if you're Latvia than this team. And so I would say that, yes, you will feel extremely confident about this. Is there a chance that they end up blowing this? Absolutely. But is there a just as likely chance that they end up winning this game? For sure. I would say that you look at, this is the near perfect scenario if you're Latvia right now. You're up 2 goals and a very good opportunity. We will see whether or not they're going to be able to hold on here. What else we have here? Okay. Back to the chat. If you have questions you want me to answer over this second intermission, feel free to drop them in there. A reminder as well, before I do forget, we will be live tomorrow, Monday, May the 18th, starting at 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. That will be at 4:20 p.m. Central European Time, 5:20 p.m. Eastern European Time for Finland and the USA in our marquee feature of the day, and then Canada and Denmark. Then at 2:20 p.m., we'll see Germany and Switzerland, and then our marquee matchup between Sweden and the Czechs coming up later in the day. It will be a great day of action tomorrow. Talk about a lot of big games that are going on right now. That one's just as big of a game as we're going to see in today's game between Latvia and Germany. I think for Czechia and Sweden, the winner of that game very likely ends up in that second spot in the group. If the Swedes end up winning, at least for sure. There is a little bit of panic now with the fact that the Czechs now lost to Slovenia, which has thrown a bit of a kind of wake into the ocean there. And so there's an issue there that all of a sudden the teams who should be winning aren't winning. And so there's some standings implications there. But ultimately, if you end up winning that game against the Swedes, the Czechs in regulation, they should end up in a pretty good spot. And the other game, Germany-Switzerland, will be a good one. The German team could very well be fighting for their tournament hopes. And you think about what the Swiss are this year, they're a favorite at best. They should be considered favorites for gold. I think I have the Swiss as gold medal favorites. So for a team like Germany, if you end up losing this game against the Latvians, all of a sudden you need to try and find your way to get points against a team that Latvia wouldn't. And so Latvia has already lost to the Swiss in their game yesterday. And so we'll see for Germany whether or not they are going to be able to kind of find their groove. And I know a lot of people as well have been kind of on my case about how the back-to-back is so detrimental for a team. This performance today from Latvia is one of the reasons why I don't really believe it, because you look at it, right? Like Latvia is a very good team, right? And any good team is able to play a back-to-back. There's no team there at the top division who isn't able to play a back-to-back and play well. Now, was it their best game that they're going to play? Who knows? I'd say by the third period, you're going to get a pretty good sense of how well they can play on a back-to-back. It's what separates the best teams at these tournaments like Canada, Sweden, Finland, USA, Czechia, Switzerland from, say, a team like Latvia, or a team even weaker, say like a team like Slovenia or Norway, where we're seeing the back-to-back implications there. For a team like Slovenia, you see what the back-to-back could mean when you go and beat the Czechs in a very emotional win. Then you have to follow that up against a game, for example, against Norway. We saw it yesterday on the back-to-back for Canada, where, of course, they came off a very emotional win over the Swedes on that opening day of the tournament. Then they followed it up with ending up beating Italy yesterday by a pretty good margin as well. And so that's what you kind of look for, right? Is which teams are going to kind of take that next step when you do get put into a back-to-back. And I think Latvia is a team that absolutely should be in that conversation of up there, because you see what they can do in this back-to-back. I was never really concerned about it. When I heard that Gudlevskis was starting yesterday against the Swiss, I panicked a little bit because I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. And then I was like, okay, well, he probably just wants the extra reps because he's a goaltender that is very much used to playing a lot. And so some goaltenders like that, some don't. But most of them know that the game against Switzerland doesn't matter. The only game that does matter for them is this game today against the Germans. And so I wasn't terribly worried about yesterday's back-to-back, and a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on it. But you also have to understand the kind of team that's being played, the kind of style that they work with. The trap style is relatively calm as far as workload goes. You see teams that are more offensive, like Germany would be a team that we've seen struggle in the past, depending on the roster as well, with those back-to-back games, because they're a lot more skating heavy and they like to kind of really try and push the pace. The only thing Latvia has that could be an issue is a lot of shot blocking, which tends to kind of hurt you in the end. But I'd say there's no harm in back-to-back games. The issue is when you get to 3 in a row, 4 in a row, which isn't allowed by the IIHF. But if you do get into those situations where you're playing back-to-back, triple in a row, 4 in a row, or triple, 4, 5, however many it might be, that's when it gets a little tougher. And so I know a lot of people were in our comment section about how the back-to-back is so detrimental, and I should be accounting for that. And it is accounted for. I will also mention that in our prediction video, the fact that they are on that back-to-back. But it doesn't, for me at least, I didn't see it as that big of a factor in this game for Latvia coming into this game against Germany, because it's a very easy game to get up for. It was a relatively expected loss yesterday. And so you're not exactly panicking if you're the Latvian team after losing to Switzerland. And so I wasn't terribly concerned about that, really, in any stretch of the imagination. And we've seen it today, right? We've seen it with Latvia currently up 2-0 over the German squad, which has been a pretty impressive performance thus far. We'll go back to our comment section. I cannot see the Germans saving this game with the way that they're playing. It's like, I think that they're going to have a push. Once again, I can appreciate the fact that I'm probably biased with my own predictions from the start of this tournament. I think that the Germans they're lacking a few key pieces, which is going to be the reason why they're struggling. But yeah, long story short, they're not so great. What else do we have here? No matter how this tournament comes out, it looks like the next Latvian generation is coming. It absolutely is. And you think back to those U18 tournaments for Latvia, where they just came fourth place, were one goal away in the semifinals from going to the gold medal game, and pretty close with that Czech team as well, who ended up winning the bronze. And they come out so close, right? They came out so close quite a few times to end up getting that medal. Unfortunately, just falling a little bit short. They've only won one medal ever, I believe, to this point, which was at the Men's World Championships a few years back. They were hoping to get their second ever medal at a IIHF tournament. So we'll see when that one is eventually going to come. They came extremely close this past tournament at the men's under 18s, and we'll see at the World Championships as they look to try and do it again, right? You look at this team, they are very strong. So we'll see whether or not they're going to be able to kind of find their groove here. Let's see here. Gudlevskis might have a shutout. He very well could. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, he's been tremendous really all throughout this game. Has looked very good, looked very confident, good on his edges, able to make the key stops. You'll be able to tell coming into this third period how he's feeling, and if he's still feeling kind of in that dialed in type of mode. We tend to see if there is going to be any issues, it's typically, especially with a team like Latvia, coming out of the break. Because it takes a little bit to get back into that mindset of, hey, we need to play team first and we can't jump out on our own. So for Latvia, I'm excited to see kind of what this next period ends up bringing. But as of right now, they are looking really good. So we'll see, of course, whether or not they are going to be able to be successful on that account. Norway being surprisingly dominant is surprising. I wouldn't say so. I'd say Norway. I'd say Slovenia yesterday was more. What's the word I'm looking for? Was more of a surprise than Slovenia being kind of contending at this tournament, if that makes sense. They had a good goaltender yesterday. He kept them in it for most of it. And today he wasn't playing. And so you kind of see what the end result is for a team like Slovenia, where although they do win that one game, they're going to try and roll that goaltender into their eventual matchup for the promotion bid against the Italians coming up later in the week. So we'll see kind of how that game ends up shaking out. Norway and Slovenia right now 4-0 at the intermission. I think that game's just about to get back underway. Jacob Berglund with the hat trick to start this game so far for this Norwegian team. Over in Latvia and Germany, once again, tied 2-0 lead for Latvia over Germany to this point at the second intermission. We will see whether or not the Latvians can continue to pad their lead as we head into the remainder of this game. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are just 23 subs away. So if you have not already, please do smash that subscribe button. It does help the channel a ton. What else do we have here? Germany's playing some horrible hockey right now. They looked okay towards kind of that middle part of that last period in the second. It took them a little bit to get going, absolutely, but I think that in the end they did get better as that game went onwards. They're having trouble mounting any meaningful offense. What would you nominate as the game of the day for tomorrow? Oh my gosh, there's like the right answer is that all of them are really games of the day tomorrow. Like Finland and the US, I'd say, are up there. Canada and Denmark is a quarterfinal rematch from last year where Denmark ended up upsetting the Canadian team. Sweden and the Czechs, I think, is kind of the obvious game. Switzerland and Germany is the other one. Those are all really good ones as well. But if I had to pick one, Finland and the US would be a really good one, and Sweden and the Czechs. Kind of your battle for in Group A, kind of your big three teams, and then second and third over in Group B. We were back underway for third period action between Germany and Latvia, and an opportunity there right off the start. But Gudlevskis up to the task early here. Joe McFalls tries to shoot across the crease. Shot misses wide of the net. Wagner throws it on net, picked up by the German forward. Gudlevskis with a little bit of interference there. Skating in with it. Szymanski walks in for the Germans. Look for the shot, blocked up top. So we're back underway for third period action between Norway and Slovenia as well. Shot dumped down deep. Rimmed around. Oh, and a weird play there. Oh, and a terrible play there. No. Oh, and a great save there by Gudlevskis to keep this one in Latvia's favor. Wow, that was a brutal giveaway by the Latvian defender. Basically put it right onto his goaltender's crease. Just nearly made it 2-1 Germany. Or 2-1 Latvia. Germany to get on the board. Egla. Oh, and a great move. Egla walks in, shoots. Saved by Grubauer. Morniks throws on the brakes. Oh, nice move there. Throws it over. Shot. Wide of the net. Maybe off the post. 18 minutes now left to go in this period. Latvia trying to pull off the upset win over this German team. Currently in the lead 2-0 with 17:35 left to go. The clock moving super slow for this Latvian team, super fast for this German squad. Seider spins it around. Fires it back. Oh, nice play there as the Latvians get muscled up there. As there will be a penalty behind the play for a hold. Germany will head to the power play here with a big opportunity for them to see if they can get themselves on the board. All of a sudden, this game gets a little bit more interesting. They do like to make it a little bit exciting. Botnia against Szymanski in the face-off dot. Face-off, scramble draw, won by the Germans, but face-off will be called back, premature draw. Szymanski not happy about it. I just joined when the game began. The game's back on now. How long has it been paused? Whatever the intermissions are nowadays. I think it's either 16 or 18 minutes. Or actually, I think it's 15 maybe for preliminary round. I can't remember. Botnia against Szymanski. Won by the Germans. Seider shifts it over to Reichel. Reichel down low. Skates it over. Over to Seider. Seider. Over to Cahoon. Cahoon up to Seider. Seider with it now. Tiffels with the puck. Tiffels shot. Looking for the rebound chance in front with Reichel jamming down the wall. Oh no, don't get a penalty now. Oh, and that could have been a penalty on Latvia, but they did not call it. Fortunately for Latvia. 16:25 left to go, 1:20 left on the power play. Oh, and a turnover. Latvia will break in on the breakaway. Balcer's shot hits off the post. Prime opportunity there. And unfortunately, just cannot find it home. Rudolf Balcers with a prime opportunity for Latvia. Rings it off the post. Will that shot come back to bite them? Galanke works it over to the point. Galanke works it back up to the point. Hoodle shifts it down. Waits with it. Pass. Shot. Misses over the net. Puck will come up and over. Still kept in at the line. And Latvia now will break up ice. Oh, nice play there. You got a guy in the middle. Shot. Oh, and a great save there. Balcers again with the opportunity, but denied by Grubauer. Balcers with two prime opportunities for the Latvians. Unfortunately, just cannot bury them. As that should do it for the German power play as the puck is cleared back out to center ice. As that will do it for the power play. Oh, and Schmitz gets boarded from behind there. Fighter. Tied up with Schmitz. Bolskis. Back for the Latvians. Pinskis. Oh, and breaks free. Doesn't have a stick, though. Tries to play with his skates. Just becomes a roadblock. Germany now looks up ice. Oh, and the puck comes all the way out. 14:20 now left to go in this third period. Latvia in the lead 2-0. Reichel storms on in. Oh, nice play there, but unable to get to the puck. Latvia now breaks out 3-on-2. Will be ruled offside. 14:05 left to go in the third period. Latvia trying to hold on to a 2-goal lead. As they show the highlights from that last power play, Balcers rings one off the post. And then another one that he had, actually off the goaltender, Grubauer, and then off the post. A prime opportunity there. Your goal leaders, Balcers, Berglund, and Pulviarvi, all with 3 goals each. Ogar and Celebrini, your fourth place, it's 2 goals each. There's also a few other players on that list that they did not include in the graphic. Balcers now moves in again. Fired down deep. Vilmanis, the first on the puck for Latvia. Tries to move it over, ends up getting the puck poked off him, and back the other way we go. 13:30 now left to go in this third period. And covered up by Gudlevskis, and that will make us head to a power break here. If you are new here, please do smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Every subscriber does help as well. While you're at it, make sure to go vote in our poll who you think will end up taking the game today. Currently, the stats on our poll, with 163 votes registered, think that 82% of people say Latvia will end up taking the win today. 18% for Team Germany. We'll see how that changes as this game gets ever so much closer, but as this one starts off, it looks pretty good as well. Over in Norway and Slovenia, it is now 4-0. It's been 4-0 since the period break, but it's 4-0 with 13:40 left to go in the period over there. And so we'll see for those teams whether there's going to be any more goals in this game. I would expect this to be a relatively quiet third period between Norway and Slovenia. both teams have kind of gotten what they've needed. The Norwegians probably will sit back in a little bit more of defensive structure, make sure they're not making any mistakes. And for Slovenia, just kind of being unable to get to that point. I mean, there's been 2 shots through 7 minutes of play. So I think that's a pretty good indication of kind of how that game is going over there. But Cahoon will line up in the face-off dot. Bunchis for the Latvians. What's up winning the draw? Latvia will dump it out to center ice. Every dump out is more seconds killed off the clock. Puck bounces in. Gudlevskis plays it out to the corner. Could have been a dangerous one there. Okay, now slides it across. Thank you for subscribing. Shot! Oh, and a great save there by Gudlevskis as Cahoon came flying across. Nearly a prime opportunity there. Wow. Oh, Gudlevskis with a great save. Flying across his crease. Wow. Good stop there. Keeping the game in Latvia's favor by 2-0 the score. We'll see Wagner, nearly coughed out the puck there. Szymanski now with it. Tiffels, back to Szymanski. Szymanski tries to feed it over, but gets it blocked. 13 minutes now left to go in this period. Puck comes in and over the glass. Why do you think players like Balcers don't stay in the NHL? Obviously, they can play 3 goals already. I'd say, yeah, I think for some players, it's just the fact they miss home. Plus, the NHL is a different play style to many European leagues, which can make it challenging to home to adapt first. For sure, I think part of it is there's obviously a bias as well, and recruiting is a big part of that. Most players from Latvia get recruited pretty late. And so it's a question between, would you rather sign somebody who's a younger talent coming up or an older guy who's coming down? Tiffels drops it off to Reichel. Shot! Good save there by Tiffels. Or a good save there by Gudlevskis on Tiffels on the one-time opportunity there. Wagner tries to dump it off. Doesn't quite work out, 12-10. But I'd say there's a few things. Hey, pal, can you give a shout-out to my 10-year-old son, Lars, rooting for Latvia? Hope you're doing well, Lars, and hopefully this Latvian team can pull it off for you today. 12 minutes left to go in the third period. Puck will go all the way down the ice for icing. It's quite the game for Latvia as they're trying to pull off the big win here. Egla in the faceoff dot loses the draw. Gavanke works in for Germany. Tries to spin around shot. Turned away. Passes forward. Puck comes out. Hoodle. Long distance pass now. Good turn away there. Looks like some teams will find it hard to score against Latvia. They've learned from their 4-2 loss to Switzerland for sure. Gavanke works in. Shot. Good. Misses wide of the net there. Gavanke again with the shot. Tipped. Saved by Gudlevskis. The Latvians are one of the hardest teams to play against because they're just a defensive-minded team, right? And so they're content with sitting in their own end for most of the game and just waiting for you to make a mistake. And that's what makes them so difficult to play against. So you think it usually takes too long to identify the talent, so Schmitz might get there on time maybe. Well, this is also the new age of Latvian talent, right? And I mean, there's been a few guys who are shot misses wider than that in that kind of last wave. And after that win against the Canadians at the World Juniors, we've seen definitely an increase in awareness around the Latvian campaigns. But like overall, like the Latvians have always been good. Think back to the World Championship campaign a few years back. They were pretty good, but it's more European in general. Outside of kind of the big Czechia, Switzerland's lost it a little bit as well. Sweden, Finland, kind of those countries. Germany, I wouldn't say really has that much either. But Czechia now is kind of replenished, and quite a few players from those leagues that have now kind of been the mainstay, where Latvia didn't really have that before until they made some noise at those tournaments. So definitely interesting to see. But puck gets flipped up. Tiffels works in. Oh, nice stretch pass there. Reichel's shot misses wider than that. Passes around. Oh, and will be whistled down due to an offside. 9:19 left to go as we will head to the power break here with Latvia leading by a score of 2-0. Over in Norway and Slovenia, 11:30 left to go in the third period. Norway leading by a score of 4-0. Good game so far for this team. For this Norwegian team, Slovenia just kind of being beat by a better squad today. Unfortunate, but is what it is. Especially after their win yesterday, not really expected to be able to come out for this one and continue to play well. So you think it usually takes too long to identify the talent? Schmitz might get there on time. Yeah. Latvia with only 25 hockey rinks in their entire country. Well, that's what it becomes too, right? There's just not a lot of it. Where places like Canada, there's so many different teams you can go to. Most of the time we see the Latvian players end up elsewhere. And so that's always like Schmitz, for example, he hasn't played in Latvia, or hasn't played Latvia lately. But you think about him, like he's another guy who you can very well expect, Norway trashing Slovenia, that beat Czechia. Well, like, and it's one of those things, right, where it's matchup based, and part of that's the goaltending, right? You get a different level of confidence. You get a different level of confidence when Norway doesn't go up early in that game, where you build up a little bit more of that belief. You feel like you're in it. Absolutely could be the difference there. So as much as, yes, it's definitely part of it, I wouldn't say it's all that bad in the end there. 9:17 now left to go in this third period. Germany looking for 2 goals to try and get themselves back tied with Latvia, trying to force overtime if they can, or potentially just win it here in regulation would be the best case scenario for them. As they walk in, shot, saved by Gudlevskis again. Fishbook there with the opportunity for Germany. Fishbook with a really impressive tournament so far from him. Kind of a quieter guy, but I haven't minded his game. The average Latvian cannot afford to send their children to play hockey, especially as a goalie, which costs more for sure. And that's part of the issue really worldwide about trying to continue to grow the game, but it's not, especially with all the gear you do end up needing, it's very difficult. Puck dumped out to center. Under 9 now left to go in this period between Latvia and Germany in this third period. Time the enemy of this German team. Szymanski now takes the puck over to Seider. Seider back to Szymanski, who will work up along the blue line. Shot from distance. Tipped up and out of play. 8:28 left to go now in the third period. Norway was really good in friendlies against Latvia. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the early tournaments, the pre-tournament games. I don't put a ton of it. You tend to see a very different attitude towards those games from players when they're in the actual tournament versus out of it. And so it's always interesting to see kind of how that ends up shaking out. I wouldn't say that the Norwegians played bad in that pre-tournament. They haven't played bad all tournament long, really. And they're obviously winning today as well. But even their game against the Slovaks yesterday, they nearly pulled off the win there. That would have been a great performance from them there. But ultimately, just not really in the cards for the team today. And even yesterday, we saw Norway kind of struggle a little bit against the Slovaks, but they played really well. They had a lot of really good looks, but unfortunately didn't quite get those bounces they needed to make it a game in their favor. Shot misses wide of the net. Latvia now in the offensive zone. Those are the last ones before this tournament, for sure. And there's always build-up to these tournaments, but I'm not someone who puts a lot of emphasis on those results, just because there's a very different mindset, especially for a team like Latvia, where they play extremely different from pre-tournament games to actual in-tournament games. Because of the way they play and kind of their hard-nosed style of game, it's very difficult for them to replicate in pre-tournament, because there has to be that kind of oomph factor, if you will. Puck shot on, flipped over the glass. Flipped up into the glass. Schmitz tries to get it for the Germans, or for the Latvians, and Germany will pick it up back behind their own net. True, I'm Latvian. I'm wishing to play hockey since early childhood, but never been able to because my rink is really far. His parents never took me. No. 20 subs away from 2K. Is that what it is now? Everyone, please smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We are getting very close, as our friend in our comment section said. 20 subscribers away now. So please, if you have not already, do smash that subscribe button as we get ever so much closer here to the end of this game between Latvia and Germany. We'll be coming out with our post-day recap following this game as well. Stay tuned for that. And we'll be back live tomorrow for 2 more games. So if you do enjoy the content, please do smash that subscribe button. 6:40 left to go in the third period. Quite the game so far for this Latvian team, as Germany trying to scrounge for whatever goals they possibly can at this point. 1 typically leads to 2, typically leads to 3. That's how we like to say it on this channel. Snowball effect, whatever. Keep calm and hug a Latvian. I like that shirt. That's funny. It's actually a very good shirt. Batnia lines up against Szymanski in the face-off dot. These two have been going at it pretty much the entire game so far. Sends it across, Seider, over to Wagner. Wagner shot through deflection, screen, rebound, no good. Cleared out to the corner. Szymanski with the opportunity there for the Germans. 6:25 left to go in the third period. Latvia still leading by 2 goals. Puck moved up, and the Latvians will dump it down deep. Clock continuing to tick down on this German team. Wagner over to Seider. Puck dumped down deep. Shot into traffic. Gudlevskis with the weird play there, but able to hold on to the puck to make the save. A real good save there too, I may add, through some traffic, and especially when the puck's kind of bouncing around on you, you never really know where it's going to end up. So good to see the Germans, or good to see the Latvians with that save there from Gudlevskis. I think the trap style is also the Vitolinch style. He has done it when being assistant coach for Dynamo Moscow in the KHL, together with Oleg Zarnak as main coach. Potentially, and it's not just one specific. There's obviously variations to it, and every different respective team has their own that they use. But yes, it is absolutely part of it. Because there's different types. There's like the Finnish one, and there's kind of the more Latvian, Russian one. There's a few different types of styles within their own style, and it's more, when I refer to trap style, defensive trap style, at least it's more of that kind of mindset type. The Finns are very similar in their own mindset, where they play very defensive first hockey. It's why there's so many good two-way players that come from Finland. Latvia very much focused on defense, transition into the offense when they get that opportunity. So as we will go to the power break, a reminder to please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. As we check in on our Slovenia and Norway game, Norway does still lead by a score of 4-0. There is 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this period. We'll see whether Slovenia can get a goal and start to build some momentum coming up through the rest of the tournament for them. Quite the game so far for this Latvian team as they look to try and continue their success. They're getting ever so much closer here to ending in that playoff spot. A reminder that they'll also have a big game coming up against Austria, who's been winning quite a bit at this tournament as well. Of course, they started with a relatively easier track record through, but at the same time, we'll see whether or not they're going to be able to pull off the big win, because for this Latvian team, when they go and play Austria, it will be basically a must-win game for them again, because if they end up losing, then it'll come down to goal differential. And so the question then starts to become, if you're Germany, do you pull your goaltender? Do you hope that Austria can then go out and beat Latvia? But looking at Grubauer right now, it does appear that he will be getting pulled very shortly, as he's already angling towards the bench with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this period, which I feel is a bit early here, but to each your own, I guess. 5:22, Seider with the puck. Empty net. Germany has pulled their goaltender. And they're looking for one big last final chance. The puck is poked out, but kept at the line. Shot. Rebound chance. Going for the empty net. That looks just wide of the net. 5 minutes to go in the third period. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to hold on today. As the coach not very happy with his team right now. Oh, poor coach. Egla against Szymanski in the dot. Egla with the face-off win. Schmitz takes it now. Wheels it behind his net. Shoots for the empty net. Gets blocked out front. The puck will now be cleared out. Seider. Tiffels with the puck now for the Germans. Sets up down low. Visman over to Seider. Seider works up to Cahoon at the top. Over to Seider. Back down to Visman. Tiffels. Works it over Szymanski. Szymanski back to Tiffels. Works down low to Visman. Put it up to the point to Seider. Back over to Cahoon. Jam play out front. Shot again. Covered. Oh, not covered up. The whistle will go. Cheers to the show for my kid Lars, mate. Thank you for the €2. Really do appreciate it. And hope Lars and yourself have a great day. And hopefully, for both of you, Latvia can pull through with the victory today. As we creep ever so much closer here to a big opportunity for this team. Latvia trying to make their way to the playoff rounds. And you get to the playoff rounds, anything can happen. Part of the beauties of this tournament. Botnia in the face-off dot. Michaelius for the Germans. Leubel passes it up to Gavanke. Gavanke moves it down. Transitions it back to the point. Walks with it. Cycles down. Gavanke again with the puck now. Moves it back up to the point. Shot with traffic. Good save there by Gudlevskis. 3:51 left to go in this third period. 2:10 left to go now in the third period for Norway and Slovenia, as this one starts to look like it's just about over as well. But the big game we all have our eyes on, the goalie pulled, Latvia and Germany. Latvia leading 2-0 in this game, 3:51 left to go in the third period. Gavanke cycles it down. Throws it all the way down the ice, and all of a sudden, there's a chance. Cycles it around. And the Germans will collect it in their own end. Duffmick falls for the Germans, as the Germans will all have a full-blown change. Leubel takes it. Gudlevskis, thinking about the empty net there, decides probably better not to. Instead, will take the smart play. Oh, and knocks down Tiffels now. And that'll be offside at the line, which could potentially be a bit of a interesting factor, whether they'll keep the goaltender in or whether they'll send him back. They will send him back. So for now, Germany will put their goaltender back in the crease. Szymanski against Botnia. Fires down the length of the ice. That will go all the way down for icing. Visman back for the Germans. Comes back into the Latvian end. And I would presume that this goaltender now will get pulled yet again for Germany, assuming they're not losing their minds completely. And it will be Szymanski against guess who? Botnia for the Latvians. Cycles it around, tries to dump it over. Puck kept in. Schmitz now for Latvia, tries to rim it around the boards, cannot quite get it out. Battle for it along the wall. Ends up taking it. Latvia will dump it up into neutral ice. Exactly what they need to do. 2:30 left now to go in this period. Latvia looking for the dagger. Puck flipped up and out of play. Will that be a delay game call? It's the question. Zurich had the path to the net, unfortunately. Just couldn't quite find his own guy. Or couldn't end up getting the puck from his own guy. Germany still with the goaltender pulled. Second unit on for the Germans. Second unit penalty or 5-on-5 kill for Team Latvia. Back up to the point, Gavanke. Shifts it on down. Fishbook. Over to Gavanke. Fishbook with it now. Waits on it. Passes back to Gavanke. 2 minutes now left to go in the period for both these teams. Germany still in need of 2 goals. Puck will be cleared back out to neutral ice. Leubel for the Germans. We'll start to shift up ice here. Kalius, nice move there. Kalius shifts it around the boards. Moves it along. Passes it back down. Gavanke walks the line. And here comes Latvia coming back the other way. 2-on-1 emerging. Balcers over. Shot. Oh, did he miss it? They put on the goaltending cam. Oh, and the net's knocked off. Wow. Wow, and they're not going to count that, are they? As I think Gavanke just went right through the post to knock off the net. Balcers, they went to the goaltending cam because that always works. Oh, Vilmanis just completely misses the net. Balcers and Gavanke then go on the post and knock it over. but Grubauer will return to his goal with just under 2 minutes now left to go in this period. Still in need of 2 goals. The question remains for Germany now, at what point do you stop trying to pull your goaltender? Because goal differential does matter if Austria ends up beating them. But we will see whether or not they do end up deciding to do that. Puck will be rimmed around. Top unit back out for the Germans as we are under 1 minute now to go. Goaltender back pulled as of right now. Under a minute to play in the third period. Cahoon tries to throw it out front. Tiffles. The chance. Ends up getting knocked off the puck. Turns it on a whim. Fires it down the ice. That's going to miss just wide of the net. How do you miss that? I have no idea. I have actually no idea. Well, the worst part about that, though, is so for Latvia, although it might seem like it's whatever, you're already up 2 goals, that third goal, if you end up losing to Austria and Germany ends up beating Austria, becomes super important in the grand scheme of the standings. And so you might end up missing the playoffs because you missed the empty net trying to be too fancy with it, which is a tough sight. But still, puck played around, 30 seconds left to go in the period. Shot from the point, blocked away. Puck comes out now. Germany in the neutral zone. Visman will shoot it down for the Germans. Tries to keep it at the line. Visman will. He'll miss it though. Puck stays in. Cycles around. 10 seconds left to go now in the third period. One last opportunity. And that's going to do it. Latvia has pulled it off and beaten Team Germany. A big step in the right direction for them as they look to try and earn a playoff spot at this year's tournament. A big win for them today, taking home a huge 3 points. And as they now need one more big win against Austria and a clean house against the weaker teams in Hungary and Great Britain, if they can do that, they are home free to a playoff spot at this year's tournament. What a game. What a game for the Latvians, a huge win, and now it's a matter of how far can they go. Wow, tremendous win today from Latvia. Over in our other game, it has turned final. Norway did beat Slovenia by a score of 4-0 as well. A reminder, we will be having our post-day recap video coming out later tonight for our friends over in Latvia. That will be in the early morning for you, potentially even morning for you, depending on when it eventually comes out. So stay tuned. Content well on its way. We'll be live again tomorrow for Finland, USA is our marquee matchup in Canada and Denmark, as the other game at 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. And then at 2:20 p.m., Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, and the Czechs will be the roster there. The shutout win for Team Germany today, a huge win for Team Latvia. And we will see now what the response is as they head into some very important games to close out this tournament. A great game today from Latvia. Multiple opportunities with the goalie pulled. You hope that doesn't end up coming back to bite them. We will remember that as this tournament does end up proceeding. But the Latvians will hear their national anthem heard at this tournament. They will have a chance to make the playoff rounds coming up. And they are looking extremely good heading in through the rest of this tournament. Does Latvia play Austria next? It's actually a very good question. I want to say that they're pretty close to when they're playing them. I don't think they're next, though. They are next. So that'll be on May 19th. So that'll be Tuesday, 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. That will be at 4:20 p.m. Central European Time, 5:20 Eastern European Time, where they'll take on Austria. If they can beat Austria, the only games that they'll need to win from that point onward will be against Great Britain and Hungary. Latvia will enter through the rest of this tournament as favorites. We will see whether or not they are going to be able to do that through the rest. Should be exciting. Very exciting games today. Well-earned wins. Well-earned win for both Norway, who really took care of business, and then the big win for Latvia, where they now try and they get themselves ready they have a day off tomorrow, then they'll be back. Well, they'll take on Austria in a huge game against the Austrians. If they can beat Austria, then really, at least I'm pretty sure if my math is correct, barring any crazy upsets with Germany or Austria, or if they beat Switzerland, the USA, or Finland, they only have to win one game through the rest of the tournament, basically, to end up in that power spot. As we predicted, coming out of this tournament, Latvia does pull through with the win today. We had a 3-2 win for them in our predictions. Instead, they decide that shutouts are better, and they end up taking home the 2-0 win over Team Germany. A tremendous game and a tremendous day of action here at the Men's World Championship for Day 3, but we will be back for our day recap video coming out later tonight. As well, stay tuned for our streams coming tomorrow. I do hope to see everyone there. But with that, if you made it this far in the live stream, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, drop a like. If you really like to consider subscribing, we're on the path to 2,000 subscribers, and tell all your friends that Latvia is most likely heading to the playoff rounds at the Men's World Championship. Until next time, see ya.